Welcome back to PonyFans Live, brought to you by Lakewood's First and 10, the corner of Mockingbird and Abrams in Dallas. Game day cloth. Love your team, love your clothes. Visit the table over here at the right. Visit their store at the corner of Legacy and the Tollway in Plano. And PonyFans.com, the oldest, largest, and fastest growing website covering SMU athletics and Pony fans everywhere. We are joined now by junior defensive end Kevin Grenier. And let's backtrack a little bit before we get to where you are now. Obviously, SMU recruits in Texas. You're located in Dallas. They got connections with high school coaches all over the state. Now you have Adrian Clem and Dan Morrison who have connections in California. How does a guy in Tucson, Arizona hook up with SMU?
Well, my high school coach knew Coach Jones from when he was at Hawaii. We had a quarterback named Tyler Gronke, played at Hawaii. He went there, so I kind of got caught up in the shuffle when the coaching change was, and he sent my film out to Coach Jones, and they liked what they saw, and next thing you know, I was committed to SMU.
There you go. Tell you what, hike your mic up a little on the, toward the left side, or this way.
How's that?
There we go. Is that better? All right. And then I'll ask you the same thing I asked Zach, which was, you were what, 30 pounds lighter when you came out of high school than you are now?
Yeah, I played at like 220.
And did you expect to play right away, or did you come here expecting to redshirt and spend a year in the weight room in the cafeteria?
They kind of left it open-ended. They see like how camp went and stuff, because I mean they didn't really know as too much what they were working with. So I was hoping to redshirt because I showed up in college football, and I hadn't really played that much defensive end. So it was kind of cool looking back that I didn't redshirt because they had confidence in me that I could play my freshman year. But I mean, if they thought I was ready, then I was. So just went with it.
How similar was your high school defense to what you're doing here? In high school, a lot of guys are just told, put your hand down, go find the quarterback and go. Other systems, you have much more specific assignments.
Yeah.
What were you doing in high school compared to here?
High school, we're just like pretty much anywhere else, just getting wide and trying to cause havoc on the quarterback. But here we got a lot more run responsibility and stuff to help out the linebacker. So it's a lot different system, but I like it. I definitely have a grasp on it and know my responsibilities and do just fine.
Talk a little about your defensive line coach, Bert Hill, because when you meet him, he strikes people as very intense, very meticulous, a lot of attention to detail. But some of your teammates say that he's quietly one of the funnier guys on the staff.
Oh, yeah.
Is that true? What's he like to play for, and what's he like in meetings and practice?
He's awesome to play for. I mean, we take care of business, but he gives each of us responsibilities and trust, and as long as we take care of what we need to do on and off the field, he doesn't really give us a hard time about it. He gives lots of freedom. But yes, he's great to talk to. Like if we have like a 5-minute break, 7-minute practice, Coach Herring will be over there. We'll be cracking jokes, telling weird stories. So I mean, it's a blast. It's fun. We definitely kick back. And
the defense has gotten a lot of attention, and deservedly so, for how much better it's gotten over the last couple of years. And that starts up front with all the big guys on the defensive line. Talk a little about how much better it's gotten even since just the beginning of this season, and how good you guys can be as a group.
Since the beginning of this season, we're all getting a lot more confident. I mean, definitely the easiest to see is Margus. He's definitely learning how to play more and his responsibilities. But as we go on and we know what we have to do, we can try new things that we've never tried before. If we were so worried on getting our assignments done, but we have the confidence to get them done, we could try that new pass move, like try to line up in a different technique to kind of mess with the offense, just get our assignment done no matter what. So.
Okay, you mentioned Margus, who is, I believe, your roommate, isn't he?
Yep, I live with Margus.
All right. Everybody's written stories and heard about, everyone who goes to games sees him. He's the biggest guy on the field. His story of being an Estonian track star and now learning to play football is pretty well documented.
Oh, yeah.
What's he like away from the football field? Is he already a football player, or is he still an athlete learning this new game?
He's still in transition. He has a little ways to go, but I told the guys that do the TV show what I think. He's the foreign Estonian guy with the big Wolfman tattoo, but he just puts on that tough guy attitude. He's just a goofball like anyone else. I mean, you hang out with him. We watch South Park together. He's just a normal guy.
So is he constantly picking your brain at home? And I mean, are you doing pass rush moves in the living room?
No, I mean, by now he knows what he's doing. We get enough of that at home. But when we're at home, we just kind of goof around, just like a normal citizen.
Coach Jones said going into the Tulsa game that, I mean, he was joking, but he said this is the first time Margus is a real football player because he's got to play hurt for the first time. Yeah. You know him maybe better than anyone on the team since you practice with him and you train with him and you also live with him. Does he strike you as a full-blown football player yet, or is he a great athlete still learning the game?
No, I think he's a football player now. He's definitely a football player because he got banged up in the Rice game, and I think a normal track guy would say, "Hey, I don't know if I really what am I getting myself into? Right. This is foreign to me." But I mean, he's definitely rallied. He did great in the Tulsa game, playing beat up with his shoulder and knee and stuff. So he gets after it. I mean, he gets it. Yeah. You guys,
your home probably has more block kicks than anywhere in the country. You've got 2, he's got 2. Is there a competition between the two of you? Do you argue over bragging rights on this kind of thing?
It's unspoken. We don't really talk about it, but I always mention, and Coach Joe Herron makes a big deal about it, and I think he gets a little upset about it when it comes up.
And really, you do have the upper hand, don't you? Because you got a piece of a kick at Rice.
Yes, I did.
That you didn't get credit for. You should have 3, shouldn't you?
Yeah, I did get. I did tip that kick at the end of the first half at Rice, but.
Is there anyone you can lobby to get that stat changed so you can take the
I don't really know.
rights
I don't really
home?
know how they score it because I just kind of knocked it off track, but it is what it is.
All right, Brad Sutton, who is the assistant AD for public relations in the athletic department, offered up a nice little note after the Tulsa game, which is after Jagera Davis returned a block kick for a touchdown against Rice and the ensuing extra point, SMU now has 7 points on plays when the opponents line up for field goals. The opponents are only 2 for 9, so you are outscoring your opponents on their field goals. When you go out on the field, are you looking to block and score every time, or is it just get the block and a return happens if it falls the right way?
No, I think most teams go out there seeing it as, oh, we held them to 3 instead of 4, but our mindset kind of, when Coach Gans was here, we always went for the block. I mean,
right.
We weren't going to settle for 3. We were going to try to give them nothing if we could. So we definitely make a big deal about that, as saying, hey, we can get away with them not scoring any points, and maybe we could score a touchdown, run it back for a touchdown. So that's always in the back of our minds, and I think the other teams know that because that's just as big of a mental edge to them. So they're trying to rush it, and they can screw that up for them. So
you're trying to block every kick, though. There's no situation where you go out saying, all right, let's see if they can hit it.
No, we're coming.
You're coming on every one.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have a lot of different packages or plays that you use, or is it the same formation every time and it's up to the opponent to stop it?
Pretty much. We pretty much do the same thing. I mean, Taylor and Marquise take care of the guards, and then me and Marcus just get to block it and get all the glory. So.
All right. For those of us who have never blocked a kick, which is everybody, explain a little bit about it, because obviously there's more to it than just being tall and having long arms, or football coaches would go out and sign a bunch of basketball players.
Yeah.
But after the Tulsa game, Coach Jones was asked about you and Margus blocking kicks, and the first names he brought up were Taylor Thompson and Marquise Frazier. What is their role, and how do they free up guys like you and Margus to get in there and get those blocks?
Well, in a field goal formation, all the old linemen are just trying to wash everyone down and create a big pile. But you got big guys like Taylor Thompson and Marquise in there. They're blowing up the guys that are trying to block us. So that allows me and Margus to just get skinny and get up to get in the way of the ball.
What does it take, in addition to height and long arms, what makes a good kick blocker? Because again, you could roll out a bunch of basketball players if all it took was height and jumping ability, but what attributes make a good kick blocker that obviously you are and Margus is?
Just getting skinny so they can't put your hands on you. Because once they do that, once they stop you at all, you can't really pull off anything.
Every week when we talk to coaches, talk to players, offenses scout defenses, defenses scout offenses. How much do you scout kickers? and the line that's going to block in front of him. How much do you know about Navy's kicker and the kind of protection they'll use?
Well, we have our special teams meeting every week that we go through what our assignments are going to be for that week, and we go through it at practice and stuff. So we're always prepared for what we're going to do because we know we're going to try to get the block no matter what. So.
And do you work in extra wrinkles each week, or is it pretty much your same formation? Do you have something special waiting for Navy?
No, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing.
Well, it seems to be working, obviously, right?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take one more break. When we come back, Zach Line will rejoin us. We will look ahead with Zach Line and Kevin Grenier toward the Navy game on Saturday. This is PonyFans Live.